All right, friends, good morning. Actually, it is late morning here in La Jolla. We are at La Jolla Beach, like by the cove, and I am not sure that we'll be able to make it to Sunny Gym because there was no parking over there, and the parking where I'm at is a 2-hour limit. So actually I need to pay attention to that. But here we are at the beautiful La Jolla Beach. I think we're actually going to walk south right now. So let's walk south and take a look at the ocean while we do that. So welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me if you're new here. I am a travel content creator. I am a travel planner, travel agent. If you enjoy travel content, I'd love to have you give me a follow. Tap the screen, share out the live. We are here at La Jolla Beach. I don't know the specific name for this area of the coast, but we are south of the children's pool, and we are right across from the Museum of Contemporary Art. So if you're looking on a map, you would be able to see it there. This, I believe, is a popular area for weddings. I'll show you once we get over there. So this is one of the areas that I've seen where people have weddings. You get a permit through the park department, and then you can have your wedding here at the beach.
Otherwise, it might be relatively flat.
The drawback is the parking. So there is a large parking structure by the Museum of Contemporary Art, and people can park there and walk over. This is La Jolla Shores. Not La Jolla Shores. I keep saying La Jolla Shores because I'm always at La Jolla Shores, but this is La Jolla Beach. This area might actually be called the Wedding Bowl or something like that. This is a spot that is popular for weddings. All right, let's head south. We are south of the children's pool. The children's pool is primarily where the seals and sea lions are. And also at La Jolla Cove. I don't know if we'll be able to get to Sunny Gems because, oh, this is cool. This is actually a grinding stone from the Kumeyaay. And it says, "May the resiliency of the Kumeyaay forever be remembered." So this is a grinding stone of the Native Americans of this area. Those are the Kumeyaay Indians. I've never seen that before. Not sure what setting I have this gimbal on. So you see here is a sidewalk, and the sidewalk leads to that spot I was showing you that is popular for weddings. And then this is the shoreline. So you can see the beautiful waves crashing up there. We are in La Jolla. Welcome, welcome. Hey. Yeah, brr. And I'm wearing a tank top and shorts. Yeah, somebody else I follow is in Las Vegas, and he was saying it was only 80 degrees and it didn't expect to get higher. I just noticed I have an effect on still. How do I take that off? I have the little sparkly stars. Let's Let's see if I can take it off. Effects 0. Did it go away? Okay, I think it's gone. Share out the live, share out the live. Tap the screen. We are here in La Jolla, California. It is a beautiful day at the beach. Definitely cooler than Vegas, that's for sure. So let me share out the live. See if we can get some more visitors in here. You guys feel free to share out the live as well. We are at La Jolla Shore, not La Jolla Shores. I cannot stop saying that. We are in La Jolla. We are south of the shores and south of the children's pond. Welcome, welcome. If you're new here and you enjoyed cruise content and visiting San Diego, give me a follow. Travel content, travel planning. I'm a travel agent, travel planner, a traveler. And today we were going to try to go to Sunny Jim's, but the parking over there is not great. So I'm going to bring you to this area of La Jolla, and then we can revisit that later, because I do have a goal of getting... Sorry, I heard a sound and I don't know what it was. I don't think there's snakes down here, but I have a goal of finishing 15 hours this weekend in live, so hopefully I can do that. Let's walk south a little more. This area is very busy. I saw a bunch of photographers. There are kayak tours over at the shores area. There are cave tours that the people go, and they can go in a kayak and take a kayak tour. Oh, it looks like they're getting ready for a wedding. Or maybe a photo shoot. Oh, no, you know what this is? There's an event company that will prepare a picnic or occasion for you, and they bring all the stuff to the beach and set it up. Let me decline this co-host. So look at that. Isn't that cool? So they bring the umbrella, they bring the pillows, they bring all that stuff, and then you can have your little event at the beach. I believe they do the catering too. How cool is that? Hi there. Are you with the event that's set up? Yeah. What is the name of the company? Sweet and Sea.
If you want to just grab that.
Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm on live on TikTok, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah, so awesome. Good luck. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, little cutie. Thank you. You too. Okay, so this is the company, Sweet and Sea, and so they do setups here at the beach. I will include that in my post later. I grabbed her business card, and so they do the setup at the beach for special occasions, and it is sweetandsea@gmail.com, and it's SUITE. Luxury events and concierge services. How cool is that? So if you would like to share out the live, tap the screen, grab your heart me, and we can get some more people in here. I am growing my network and growing my following so that I can bring you more travel content, more different destinations. So this is south of the Children's Pond and La Jolla Shores. And let's just watch the waves for a bit. So gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna zip my bag closed real quick, just a moment, if it's kind of wiggly. Welcome, welcome guys. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here and you enjoy travel content, give me a follow. I am growing my following and I would love to have people who are interested in engaging and following and seeing travel content. I do live in the San Diego area, so I do a lot of content for San Diego area, including La Jolla, San Diego, Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, Ocean Beach I've even visited, all the different areas of San Diego. We were going to visit Sunny Jim's Cave this morning, but the parking there is not great and it was filled up. So I did drive along the coast. It's very limited parking, and looked for a spot so that we could still go, but it was very limited and I didn't find any. Even, you know, the local troll going slow and watching for people walk into the car, all the tricks, I couldn't find any, but we are going to go back up that way and visit and see if we can find parking and go into Sunny Jim's Cave. I have a goal of finishing 15 hours of live this weekend as part of being in Ladybug's network, but that isn't just as a requirement for the network. That is rededicating my professional presence here on TikTok so that I can grow my following and grow my audience and get my message out to more people. I hope to bring travel content to people who aren't able to travel to the destinations, whether it's due to financial restrictions or mobility restrictions. I see a little path on the edge of the cliff there. It's totally safe. I think we're gonna walk back that way. We'll go south a bit and then we'll go back that way and see if we can get on that little path and get a closer look at the waves. And there is a cave over there. So this is south of the children's pool and La Jolla Cove in La Jolla, San Diego, California. All right, and I'm being bad about watching the... Yes, thank you, so top tier. I'm being bad about watching the comments, but if you guys share out the live, tap the screen, send some likes, grab your heart me, and get your points for the day, that would be awesome. And we're going to continue down here, walking along the coast. We're heading south, and we are in La Jolla, California. There's a cute pup, Doodle. They're very popular here. All right, let's continue down along this way. Whenever I see a helicopter, I'm curious if it's a charter, like a helicopter tour. So this area here, there are people down at the shore, but it's mostly seems like people just kind of hanging out, enjoying the scenery. I do see some kayaks out there enjoying the... Oh, actually it might be surfers or scuba. This is a popular area for scuba, snorkel, surfing, swimming. I was wondering, there are a lot of people, so I was wondering if there was a special event, but it just seems like it's people enjoying the shoreline. So this beach, actually, if you keep going south, it connects to Pacific Beach. You can't really walk all the way there because of the landscape. Welcome, welcome. Yes, everybody, pretty much people in San Diego are very outdoorsy. So, you know, you get in the sunshine, and even though it's overcast, it's still warm and pleasant. You could still get sunburn. Oh, here, this is pretty cool. There's a structure that looks like some stairs that have been there for a while. And then there's a railing that leads down to the ocean, and the stairs go all the way down to that sandy area. That's pretty cool. But you could see the surfers out there. And we will continue walking south and see how close we get. There's even boats way out there. I even see a sailboat, a couple sailboats way, way, way out there. I don't know if you could see them way out on the horizon. I can try to zoom in, but the resolution isn't the best as you're zooming in here. Oh, I love the beach too. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. I am on a mission to complete 15 hours of live with TikTok this weekend. I think I have about 2 hours already. I didn't really study my analytics before I headed down here, but I've got pretty much all day. I do have a few errands to do, but I'll probably end up doing a few segments of live, and usually the beach is a great place to start. Oh, you did see it. Awesome. Let me see. There's a bunch actually. So let me zoom out right here. There's a fishing boat way out there, a sailboat, and let's pan a little bit. And then I like to hold it because as people are trying, like, I try to learn from my experience as a viewer of live. So when you're panning your camera and then you're just constantly panning, you're not giving the viewers the opportunity to kind of check out what is in the view. So something that might look interesting to them is something I might not even notice, or something that I take for granted. Like if you look down here, the structure of these rocks. So I don't think that part is sandstone, but you can see how the waves come in and how they kind of have carved out the rocks so that they're not solid anymore. Let me I'm going to zoom back and then pan down. Sometimes it looks out of focus to me as well. So I try to tap and see if it can focus better. Hey T-Wayne, welcome, welcome. I hope you love the beach. I think you told me that there are 10 beaches over there in Dubai. I have not looked for them. You know, like on Google Earth, I don't know if you guys do that. If you ever are checking out Google Earth to see what you can see, what does something look like. But as a travel planner, I'm always checking that out, looking to see, like if you see a hotel and you can read the reviews and then they'll say like, oh, it's great, it looks like it's walkable, or you know, but if you want to kind of see it firsthand on your own, Google Earth is a great way to check that. Welcome Kendra, welcome, welcome. Hey Mo, good morning. Tap, tap, tap. Send out some likes so TikTok knows you are here and watching. Oh goodness, somebody's belts on their car. All right, we're gonna get back to the sidewalk and walk south some more. So there are people that come down here to do yoga. Sometimes there are yoga teachers who teach down here at the beach. So imagine how connected you could get with listening to the ocean and just like getting in your zone when you're doing yoga or meditation. Okay, so this is cool. You see the sidewalk here, and then there is like an access ramp. So then Mobility Challenge can access and come and hang out and watch the ocean as well. All right, so we're gonna go up this mobility ramp. Let me point you to the beach again. I think this purple plant, this is called Status. It grows everywhere along the beach. Usually it has these purple flowers, but it looks kind of, it's not dead. It looks dead, but there's like white parts to the flower because the purple parts have already bloomed. Oh, this looks like the spot where people go down to get to the surf. So let's walk south a little bit. Ooh, I see a little hut. Let's go see that little hut. You know, surfers come in all ages, shapes, sizes, ladies, gentlemen, all of them. Oh, this is a surf garden. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So when you're walking around your community, keep your eyes and ears open. You definitely can notice things that you didn't notice before. So even though I'm walking with my camera on a gimbal, the nice thing about having the gimbal is I can hold it like kind of at my chest level. It keeps the camera nice and steady, and then I can watch where I'm walking. So I can see, for example, that surfer. So then I can see where I'm going, but then I can also notice things like this surf garden here. Oh, it says the surf garden from Greg. Yeah, yoga and the beach, right? Okay, so let's walk south a little more. There is a little hut over here. So there's a path down, but you want to really be careful because that's loose sand and it can be very slippery. So this is kind of a discovery for me too, because I usually park at the children's pond or the cove. I don't recall walking this far south before. I've driven by because you could drive down this way along the coast and get to Pacific Beach. So the cool thing too, people come down here wearing all kinds of different clothing. They might look like they just came from church, or sorry, I see a guy down there with his little kid, and looks like the tide came in. He's doing okay. He's coming into the shore. But people come down here in jeans, t-shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, bathing suits, flip-flops, regular shoes. They end up taking off their shoes and walking down to the sand or the water because it's so inviting. And then there's this little hut over here where you can just kind of sit and chill. It looks like it only has like a pergola style on the top, so it's not a full sun cover, but it will offer some protection from the sun. Yeah, no problem. Of course. Thank you, Emily, for being here. If you are new here and you enjoy travel content, you need a travel agent, even if you follow but you never make a comment, go for it. I have been a lurker on plenty of different lives. So what I'm doing this weekend is I am out and about going live in different locations, even in my home, and bringing you guys travel destinations. So one thing to think about, if you have an opportunity to travel near or far, go ahead and do it. Sometimes even going to the local coffee shop can be a travel experience. Some people don't have the mobility or the finances to travel, so I like to film and post here and on YouTube to let people see what different destinations look like. For me, I grew up in San Diego. I moved here when I was a baby, and so there's a lot of this that I take for granted. So even presenting to you guys and hearing you tell me, wow, look at this, look at that, it opens my eyes again to where I live and the beauty that I see around me and this amazing coast. Now, one thing is, down on those rocks, they get covered when the tide comes in. So walking down there is very slimy. It can be easier with shoes on, but depending on your feeling, you might like to go barefoot because you could feel if you're having traction or not. And then of course, if you have like water shoes, that's going to be easier because you don't mind if the shoes get wet. Have you guys ever gone surfing or swam in the ocean? Welcome Auntie M, welcome DJ Wealth. If you're new here and you enjoy travel and travel content, give me a follow. I'd love to have you throw an emoji in the chat. Follow me and tap the screen. Grab your heart me if you're not familiar. It's at the top of the screen. As you view it, it'll be on your left. And it's that little heart with a plus sign. If you grab your heart me, you can join the fan club, and then each time you come in, when you make a comment, you gain a few points and stuff, and then that just gives you, like, I don't know, what do you say, clout or something? I'm not sure the 100% benefit, but I like to do it when I go into other people's lives as well. Put in the chat, what is your most recent travel spot? Where have you been to? If I would say my most recent, I would say La Jolla Beach. Or I would say a local coffee shop. I tried Buzz Brew, I think it's called. Buzz Brew in Pacific Beach. That was a few weeks ago. So, you know, that was an experience because that was the first time I went to that coffee brand shop. And also over the past year, it's been just over a year that we were in Alaska on a cruise with Norwegian Bliss. And after that, we have visited the Aquarium of the Pacific, the Queen Mary, Catalina Island. We are planning more weekend trips to go to Catalina Island, the Queen Mary, Long Beach, Monterey Bay. What else is on our list? If we could get cheap airfare, we might even head up to Seattle for the weekend. It's pretty cool. I'm thinking the next time we plan a cruise to Alaska that we're going to leave from Vancouver. We're in the San Diego area, so the flight shouldn't be a big issue. Oh, what time is it? I have a 2-hour parking. I don't remember what time I parked. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in. If you're new here, I would love for you to give me a follow if you enjoy travel content. I'm growing my following so that I can bring more and more content to you guys. Tap the screen, send out some likes, let TikTok know you like this view, you love the ocean. Even if you're not gonna follow, that's a big help. Grab your heart me up there, and that adds you to the fan club. You are a fan of travel. And this guy is catching all the waves. He's having a great session today. All right, let's walk a little more south. I'm not even sure what to expect. Let's go. So we're getting our morning fresh air, getting our steps in. I'm seeing new things down here in La Jolla, even though I've lived here a long time, aka my entire life. Well, aside from 6 months when I was a baby. I was born in Chicago, so lived there for a bit. I'm going to be posting about a beachside concierge service and luxury events. So we saw a setup where, okay, let's see, is this a private? Oh yeah, dude, this is cool. Okay, so this is a private home. It is gated off, but imagine being this homeowner with this beautiful weather vane and the beautiful gazebo. And so we'll probably head back north because this ends the area where we can see the ocean from this view. So if you continue south, you're walking on this sidewalk and walking along the homes. And these are the homes in La Jolla. They might actually be rentals or apartments, condos, vacation spots. And then here are some more stairs that will take you down to the ocean area. This actually seems like a great option because as the tide goes in and out, you're going to see the different cracks and crevices and maybe some little sea life and sea creatures. And the parking over here doesn't seem as congested. Okay, I'm going to watch my step because I'm going down the stairs. I'm going to see if we can get a closer look over here. Make sure the tide doesn't come in on us. I didn't check the tide charts. My gosh, imagine that house. Ooh-wee, that's a beauty. Do-do-do-do. All right, let's go down to this area. Oh, this looks cool. This might be the tide pools. But look at the it's not really rocks, but look at the shoreline where you see the water kind of carved out, and this would be kind of a tide pool area. If we were down there, we might be able to see some small sea creatures and stuff. And then as you go out deeper, if the tide was going out, you might see some more sea creatures, urchins or cucumbers, sea cucumbers. And then when the tide goes out, you'll be able to see them more. And then as the tide comes in, then the little sea creatures are washed out, and then fresh ones come in as the tide goes out again. But this is a fun spot. So I see some little kids at the area where they're playing. The water's just kind of coming up, so they can have that little beach experience with calm waves just right at the between the rocks. Oh, I think the tide is definitely coming in. So we won't be staying down here too long, or we will be having a bath. But you can see the surfers, they just kind of chill, hang out there and wait until the wave set comes in. And then you'll see down here people walking along the shoreline and the homes right along the waterfront. All right, let's walk back up. That way we are viewing the tide coming in from dry land. And let me point you to the beach while I stumble my way back up. I'm wearing shoes, so that's perfect for today and climbing up over these rocks. I will still try to go by Sunny Jim's and see if there's any parking. See if we can get into I don't know why this gimbal, I think when I first start out, my hand is like a little bit crooked, and then when the gimbal is working, it looks like it's a little bit slanted. Now there are rules about the dogs at the beach. They're technically not supposed to be at the beach in the middle of the day, and they're definitely supposed to be on a leash. So if you are visiting an area that has a beach and you have a pet, make sure you are aware of the rules for that area. Okay, let's go back up the stairs. Welcome, welcome. Hey Jara, sorry I'm being terrible about watching the chat. Let me get a view of me at the beach. Whoop, whoop. Sunny day, messy hair, don't care. Okay, so we're gonna walk north now. We are at La Jolla Beach in San Diego, and we are gonna be heading north. So you probably prefer to see the beach to my face or my shoulder, but thanks for being here, guys. I will put you back over to the beach in a minute. Oh, actually, here comes a McLaren. Is it a McLaren? Yeah, sorry you missed it. Did it pass by? Maybe I did the wrong shoulder. Okay, all right, let me take a break right here. I will flip the camera back. Thanks for being here with me. Whew, catch my breath. That's a cool view. Right through the palm trees. We're on a little mini tropical vacation. Thanks for coming in, guys. If you're new here, I would love for you to give me a follow. I'm going to be doing a lot of lives this weekend. Oh, I have my little pink headband thing up there. If you wanted to send a gift, not required at all. TikTok just always prompts us to make a goal. So I did that. With these palm trees, it kind of looks like Hawaii. Everybody knows it's not, though. I think Hawaii definitely has a different vibe. But you could see there's birds out in the water, there's boats, surfers. I have not seen any dolphins. Oh, they're leaving the little hut. So let's go over here and see what's up. Says, oh, California Coastal Trail. So see this little hut, and then there's a surfboard up top. Yeah, so you could just sit here in this little hut and watch the surfers. There's some seabirds down there. Seagull. One looks like it's a juvenile. I think that's what it is when they're kind of like that brown color. Or it might be a different species. Yes, it is overcast. But it kind of always has this kind of haze maybe like around 1 or 2 o'clock it'll burn off. But as you can see, it doesn't stop people from coming. And I'm wearing a tank top, so it's not cold and it's not windy. Yay, we've got 13 in our fan club. Welcome guys, welcome. Tap that screen, send some likes, tell TikTok you're loving it. So here's a helicopter. I don't know if it's taking a tour along the coast or what, but you can do that here as well. Take a tour along the coast. You can see here the view from the little hut here. All right, let's head north along the sidewalk here. And I don't remember where I parked. Oh, yes I do. I'm across from the museum. All right, let's point you back at the beach. And here we are back at the Surf Garden by Greg. Surf Garden by Greg. Appropriate spot because there's tons of surfers. All right, let's keep walking.
Sandy, our boss was so pissed. I was like, I already.
Here we have a bunch of statice. That purplish plant is called statice. Well, it looks like a dead brown plant right now, but you could see little bits of purple in there. That is called statice. It grows like crazy over here at the beach. And then here is a route that some of the surfers take to get down to the beach. Oh, that's living the dream. See the gentleman in the chair? I don't know if he's making a sketch or reading a book, but definitely enjoying his day. Everybody's taking pictures, and I believe the tide is coming in. All right, let's go north some more. So that is one drawback coming to La Jolla. There isn't really a lot of parking along the curb. There are maybe a couple public parking buildings. You can pay to park there, but then you're walking to whichever destination you're trying to get to. Like, I couldn't find any parking for Sunny Gems near Sunny Gems, so then I just decided to abandon that idea. So let's see what we got down here. Ooh-wee, that guy's cologne. You know that kind of cologne where you smell it and you almost choke? Yes, La Jolla, San Diego. So La Jolla is pretty big. Sometimes if you're planning a trip out here, you need to verify if you're on the inland La Jolla or the beachside La Jolla. I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, the inland La Jolla was called Miramar. And then for property value and status, they changed the name, changed the zip code or whatever, because it used to be vacant land just like everywhere else, And then they built it all up. Condos, business park, shopping center, and then location, location, location. Welcome, Chad. Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, we're up to 5.1 likes. Last night I had an actual record where it was 30,000 likes. That was amazing. Okay, we're going to be passing by this setup. There is a concierge service that will bring a venue to the beach for you and set it up. I believe they also do catering, and then when you are finished with your event, they will take the venue away. So this venue is going to be a tiny little romantic like picnic thing, or I've seen where ladies will do like a wine and cheese party. Just a little fun thing to do. I did speak to the lady that set it up. She's waiting there in her van, but you could see there's an umbrella. There is a little table and some decor. So they bring that here to the beach and set it all up, and then you can sit there and have your little event. Maybe if you are getting engaged. Oh, they have a date on there. It looks like that might be for engagement photo shoot, because it looks like it's for early next year. So maybe like save the date or something. But you could see they have a little table, wine glasses, candles, decor, pillows, all the stuff. So you could sit there and have a nice little event or photo shoot. And now I am sitting here. Hey, Cruising with Calandra, welcome. Welcome, Tony. So here we are at the beach in La Jolla, and I am catching my breath. Oh, cruising dog lover meets cruising cat lady. Love it. Love it. So this is La Jolla Beach, south of La Jolla Cove, south of the children's pool. The goal was to go into Sunny Jim's cave, but I could not find parking. I did not give up yet. I'm just kind of waiting for like the afternoon lull. So sometimes people come to the beach, then they leave. So hopefully that'll free up some parking over there so that I don't have to walk too far. The spot where I'm parked right now is a 2-hour limit, which I think is up in about 50 minutes. And how far do I need to walk? Maybe 8-minute walk. I walk pretty fast. So here we are at the beach. Thank you for the follow. Love it, love it. I took out a bunch of user accounts, so apparently those could be legitimate accounts, but I think the best way to be safe is just remove all the user accounts. People didn't change their profile name. They might be bots. So I'm trying to have genuine followers, people who are interested in travel content, even if they're just viewing and never use my travel agent services, that's fine. I like to bring different destinations to people who may not be able to travel due to physical or financial restrictions. And sometimes when you go to a destination, you only have so much time. Like, I could spend probably 2 or 3 weeks on Catalina Island, and that is a small island with, I would say, not a lot to do, but a lot to do. Oh, she does. She has a little cooler here at the event thing. It looks like the participants have arrived, and she's explaining what's in the little cooler and such. So I have her business card, so I'll post that later. Might give you an idea if they have something like that near where you live. I've seen it at several bridal shows, and what is the other event? I've seen it at like, home and garden shows. I have not seen any whales. I don't think that we typically have whales this close to shore. I did not see any dolphins either, but if I'm able to get parking closer to Sunny Jim's or a little bit farther north, then I can get out and show you guys seals, but then also that'll give me a chance to charge my phone. Yay, thank you for the headband. We're getting there. We're getting the likes, we're getting the heart me's, we're getting the headbands. So the headband is good because I'm out on a walk, getting my steps in, getting my cardio in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. If you love travel or beautiful scenery, I would love to have you follow me. Okay, for now I'm gonna just hush so you can enjoy the waves. And I'm gonna actually point something out. So you'll see the wave will crash down here, and then it kind of travels up the coast. I can't zoom out anymore, but then you'll see it crashing from south to north as it's rolling in. If you look way out on the horizon, you might be able to see some other boats. There is a bigger boat out there, but I can't tell if it's a fishing boat, a whale watching boat. I don't know that any of the whale watching boats come this direction, so I'm inclined to think it might be like a private charter or a fishing boat. Typically, if you're taking a whale watching tour, you're leaving from downtown San Diego or Point Loma area, which is kind of in the same area, and then you're heading more out into international waters. Do whales show up closer to shore? Yes, but it is less common. Hey Jaren, welcome. Welcome, Etched by Grace. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you love travel or beautiful scenery, feel free to give me a follow. I'm hoping to bring you beautiful destinations and lots of different travel. I am growing my following. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for coming in. Oh, I see a wave crashing. There we go. So if you have ever been to Ensenada, this is kind of like how the blowhole works. There's like a crevice, like it's not even a hole. It's like a U-shaped thing in the rocks. So the water comes in, and the force of the ocean makes it spew up into the air to make it look like a blowhole, but it isn't a true blowhole. It's just a wave crash. It is still pretty cool to see, and I minimize it, which is a fault because people who haven't seen it, it is really beautiful. Okay, let's face north a little bit. We're just going to look at the shoreline, and then you'll see there is a building there. You could see this building right over here. Where's my finger? Up here. I can't really point to it, but that is a lifeguard station. That's like the main lifeguard station. Let's see if I could see how long I've been live. I did not get the puzzle piece yet, so Have you guys ever tried that draw and guess? There's a little game on here called Draw and Guess, where you can do a sketch. Welcome, Marina. Yes, I love the sound of it as well. Actually, I'm going to point more north. It gives you like a shore type view with the slope there, and then you see the waves crashing over there, and then the main lifeguard tower. So we just have a nice quiet view there. I do see the participants at their little venue that I showed you earlier with the little table and the decor and the mat, and they have their little cooler full of food and snacks and wine, so they are enjoying that moment. Let me see if I can get the business card. Sorry, hold on, no seasickness. So I'm not going to show the people, but there is a service called Suite and C, SUITE and C.com, luxury events and concierge services, and they bring the little setup to whichever location you like. Set it up with like a little picnic or, you know, celebration type thing, whatever it is for you. If you want to do photographs for like save the date or just have like a little date at the beach. Okay, now I can't get my bag zipped. Okay, hold on a second. I like to keep my bag zipped because you never know, people coming by and taking advantage. Always be safe no matter where you're traveling, no matter how safe you think the neighborhood is or the location is. Mind your P's and Q's and be aware of your surroundings. Okay, now for real, I'm going to be quiet. Thank you for the gifts. Oh, Pride Traveler, welcome, welcome. Pride Travel, my apologies. I always get it wrong. Thank you, thank you. That's a good one. So the tide is coming in. Oh, you did change it. Okay, so I'm not crazy yet, but no guarantees that I haven't messed it up before. So anybody in the chat, if you're ever interested in LGBTQ type of safe travel, check out Pride Travel. Check out Pride Travel, and they can definitely help you plan your travel that is inclusive and safe. So something that I like to do, if I know of a creator that is a specialist in a certain type of travel, then I will definitely refer people over there, because I am supportive of LGBTQ, but I am not in that community, so I wouldn't be aware of all the concerns. So somebody that books that type of travel is going to be your best bet. And that would be Pride Travel. And they do Disney. I'll try every cruise line, but I will say I loved Disney. I need to do a serious price comparison, because people do say that Disney isn't that expensive, but on the West Coast, I think the pricing is higher. And we have fewer options for other cruise lines on the West Coast. Oh, this is going to be a good one, guys. Watch. Oh yeah, no kidding. Our last cruise was more than a year ago when we were on the Norwegian Bliss. Yes, exactly. Not as much demand. So there is, in Florida, or maybe Galveston as well, they have more options. So I think the pricing is lower for Disney in those ports. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Only because there's so many options. But on the West Coast, I think we have the Wonder and I think the Wish. Is the Wish over here? But they're not here all the time. They're only here part of the time. So then there's more demand on the West Coast. So it sells out faster. And we know the rule of economics, supply and demand, and charging what the market will bear. So welcome, Jim, welcome. Yes, exactly. 4 major ports, 5 if you count Fort Lauderdale. Exactly. Thank you. This is La Jolla. We are south of La Jolla Shores, south of the children's pond or children's pool, which is where all the seals live now, and south of the cove. And I think I'm gonna have to get going, move my car because we have a 2-hour parking limit. Take a little mini break while I try to go find better parking. Maybe we can get to Sunny Jim's cave and see that, but that was the original plan this morning and we weren't able to find any parking, so I think the dog wants to join the party. The dog is the dog is stopping at the party. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start walking up the sidewalk, and I will give you a view of this little venue that I'm talking about that the concierge services have brought to the beach, and we'll just keep walking right by. We're not going to interfere with their moment and their event, so you could see what it's all about. So let me see if I can adjust the camera. All right, guys, let's go. And then you could still see the beach while we're walking. This is La Jolla, San Diego. Ooh, this incline is gonna get me. Fix my shorts. Still people arriving. So there is a lot of curbside parking, but depending on when you get here, will it be available? That is the trick. So these are all public beaches, so you can show up and bring your table and your picnic whenever you want. You can't have like official events here unless you get a permit. This spot right here is a popular spot for weddings. Oh, and squirrels and bunnies. You see the bunny hiding? Oh, that's cute. Oh, you visited Carlsbad. Awesome. You too, Pride Travel. So the bunny is doing well. You can see his little ears popping around, hiding down there, having a little snack. Well, he looks pretty big. He's avoided the predators for a while. All right, let's go. Oh, this is the trail I wanted to go down. Cool. So we're gonna walk on the lower side. Stop here and show you. So above we were on the sidewalk, and now we're going to go on this trail, which is on the beach side against this wall, which has been here for decades. It is stacked rock with cement, I suppose, in between. And this is a beautiful view. Ooh, it kind of stinks too. Ooh-wee. And then there is a cave down below. So if you wanted to shimmy down the rocks, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me. If you are new here, I would love to have you give me a follow. Thanks for tapping the screen and sending the likes. You can grab your heart me up there in the top banner if you're interested in being a part of the fan club. We are here at La Jolla, and I'm heading back to my car so that I don't go past my 2-hour parking limit. So there is a cave right below here. And that would be where the tide can go in during high tide. Thank you for liking, thank you for tapping the screen. Thanks for the heart me's and all the gifts. I always appreciate that. We are walking at La Jolla, San Diego, at the beach. And we are south of the children's pond and the cove. And I think I am almost to my car. I think I need to walk back up onto the sidewalk. Yes. All right, so I will end the live here. Give me a follow. Hopefully we'll be going down into Sunny Jim's cave. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining.